Good morning, good morning, good morning, community. How are you? Janine Macklin here. I am your transformational speaker, wealth guide, and catalyst. I'm sending you some motivation over these days. I did it last week, and one person at least said for me to keep doing it. So I'm following up on what her request was. Hopefully it still is of value to you. When you come on after the fact, please push hashtag replay so I'll know that you did come back and listen to it. I don't want to waste your time. Hashtag replay. So this is Tuesday, and I set up the kind of structure last week, so I'm going to kind of follow it so it doesn't drive us crazy. And that was Tuesday tips. So what would be a tip I have for you? What you can do instead of worrying. Okay, let's talk about what you can do instead of worrying, because I'm not worried about anything. I'm not worried about the food. I'm not worried about getting it. I'm not worried about supplies. I'm not worried about a job. I'm not worried about money. I'm just not worried about it. So I think one of the biggest things that's impacting people is you're worried. There are thousands of different reports that are probably driving us crazy around do this, don't do that, do this, go here, don't go there. The bottom line is America's behind, okay? So we have to catch up. I put a post on here, I believe, from Italy that said, don't do what we did. They said we were selfish. We wouldn't change our behaviors like we were instructed to do. Therefore, more people died needlessly because we were selfish. Now, whether you like it or not, Americans, we're selfish too. And we're spoiled. We're used to doing what we want, when we want, and how we want. Just that thing. I'm sorry, that's the truth. We got as many cars as we want. California's got more cars on the road than anybody in the world. You know, we go where we want. We play games when we want. We do what we want. But this is a matter of a global issue for every single person on the planet. So we need to curtail some of that and think about how we can preserve ourselves and our families through this time. Other countries have more tests than we have. Other countries got a head start on this. For us to be the biggest and baddest, we do not have what we need to be prepared. So that may be adding to your worry. I don't know. What are you worried about? Some of you may be worried about your jobs. Some of you may be worried about money, because I guess that goes along with your jobs. Some of you may be worried about your health. Hi, Lee. Oh, Lynn. Hi, Lynn McKinney. If I don't say your names, because I don't want to mess it up. Some of us may be worried about our kids being home from school. Some of you may be worried about childcare. Some of you may be worried about elderly. My God, there's so much to worry about, right? Wrong. Where has worrying ever gotten you? Where has it gotten you? I'm at school right now with my son. His school is closed down until April 20th, but the students are allowed to come back. And I'm reminding them constantly to demonstrate social distance. They still want to see each other and hug and whatever. I'm like, no, social distance is significant and important for us. I was amazed to see on somebody hit me up over the weekend. They were at a club dancing. I'm like, how are you in a club, easily more than 50 people dancing? The thing about this is we don't know who's carrying what. So that's why they're saying stay away from each other. So, but in the meantime, while you're staying away, I don't want you worrying. I don't want you worrying. So here's the thing. You have more power than you know. You have way more power than you know to create change, possibility, hope, joy, and love in your life. One of the first things I want you to do, and you can do it on this thread, what are you worried about? All those things I said? Okay. And how is that working for you? Is it helping you to worry? Is that helping you? Is it making you feel good? Good morning. Is it making you feel good? So write it all down. Write it down. You worried about your job? You're worried about your kids? You're worried about childcare? You're worried about food? You're worried about your health? Okay, write it all down. Now, what's the worry? What are my kids going to do? Do you have family members? Do you have neighborhoods, but you can't even do neighborhoods because right now we're going to be locked down in our homes. So the biggest thing is, how do you set your home up to be a place that you feel comfortable in for at least 4 weeks? Because worrying isn't going to help. Let's get strategic. Let's look at what plans you can put in place so that you're feeling a little bit more comfortable. I gather some of you did not live through the Watts riots because you're probably not that old. Some of you probably did not live through the Rodney King incident here in California. Maybe you're not that old, but we've been here before. We've had martial law before. We've had tankers go down the streets, at least in Los Angeles, California before. We've had armed guards in certain locations. Not like what I saw in Europe one time when I went to Jerusalem. They were on the bus with me. But we've had it before, and we've made it through to the other side. So for some of you, this may be uncomfortable and new because you haven't been there before. We've been here before, and we've made it through, and we make it through following the directions of what we've been told. Now, the directions can be crazy, but the bottom line is social distancing. Now, this is where you have power to control what you will do and won't do. All of a sudden, why is it so important to be hugging people and touching people? We just take it for granted because we've always been able to do it. Your life, our life as a world depends on our social distancing, keeping ourselves to ourselves. So then, how do you make your home comfortable? Now, everybody's buying toilet paper, and toilet paper is a big conversation. I'm not sure why. The reason why we ran out is because people panicked and they went and bought up everything, which left other people coming later with nothing. But the government, the world we live in, is going to still bring in more toilet paper. There will be plenty of toilet paper, plenty of food along the way. We have to manage our anxiety, our sense of, oh my God, what's going to happen? Okay, so they're not dropping a bomb on us, although this may feel like they're dropping a bomb on you. But they're not going to drop a bomb on us. If anything, they're going to isolate us so they can get a handle on this virus because we're late in the game. So what can you do in your home to make your home feel like it's safe for you, like it's comfortable for you? What's up?
What can you do to make your home feel safe and comfortable?
This is what I have to live with potentially for the next 4 weeks because they're sending these kind of people home who think they're smart and they be bugging you and stuff.
What can we do to make you happy first?
Right, make you happy. I'm trying to make sure they're comfortable in their homes.
Yes, Lord.
So, go. Are you finished?
Yeah.
You got it done what you needed to do?
Well,
or do you need to go someplace else?
No, it's just that I need to call. They've done all they can do. I need to call tech support.
Okay, and tech support's not here?
No, they're like the official tech support.
Okay,
yeah.
So what can you do in your home so that you feel more comfortable in your home?
Yes.
Because that's where we're going to be.
That's where we're going to be.
Eventually, they haven't gotten there yet, they will be cutting down probably the county, the state, and the federal government offices. They will probably be the last ones, though, because they're not prepared for this at all in any particular kind of way.
They ain't ready. Hey, man.
I'm going to kill him. I'm just going to kill him. So I want you to be more logical in your thinking. We're shutting down a country, and there's tons of us. So we've got to do it little by little by little by little. But you know it's coming. There'll be plenty of water. I actually just recently ordered some water on Amazon. Smaller amounts, not like large amounts. And was able to get that with grace and ease. No problem at all. We've got water stocked up in our house. I can't even focus. My child's over there talking. So that's what you want to look at. What is it you're afraid of? Write all that down. Hi, Kat or Kate? Write everything down that you're worried about. Is it everything that I've said you're worried about? And then right next to that, what's your worry? See, here's the thing, is that everybody's out here now still talking about toilet paper. Write down what you're worried about. And really look at what you're worried about. You're worried about dying? Are you worried about your investments? Are you worried about losing your job? No one's going to lose their jobs because America's going to need everybody to go back to work once this is over with. And then you'll have to work harder to catch up on whatever was stopped in the process. Are you worried about your kids? Are you worried about food? What is it you're worried about? Write it down. Write it down. One, I want you to write it down because I'd love to say a prayer for you about those particular things. Secondly, I want you to write it down so you can have some sense of what you're worried about and how come you're continuing to say the same things over and over to yourself versus here, try this. I got this. We will be fine. We will make it through. Maybe you've never been in this situation before and you don't know how to stretch things. I grew up learning how to stretch things. You want to get beans, you want to get rice, you want to get pasta, you want to get the staples that last. So whether you have meat, money for meat, rice and beans and vegetables will keep you healthy and boost your immune system. Pasta and beans or pasta with some tomato sauce and some vegetables will boost your immune system and keep you full, keep you satisfied. And you can do it in large quantities. Those little things where we get a little meal here at McDonald's and go home, no, because 2 hours later you're going to be hungry again. So you're shifting how you may even eat and prepare your food. Now, keep looking at what you say you're worried about. Keep writing, what are you worried about? Because there's only so much. There's only like 5 different scenarios we can come up with. After that, there's nothing else to be worried about. Either we're going to die or we're not. So we take that off the table. Why are we worried about that? In the meantime, how do you fix your home to be comfortable so that you are knowing that you and the ones you love are fine? Because that's the biggest piece. At some point, we will be in our homes, living together, getting to know each other better. Hopefully, you don't get on each other's nerves, but that's where we're headed. So plan that now. Look at what canned goods can you get. Canned foods. I got some black-eyed peas the other day. Spam is good. I had spam when I was a kid. I don't necessarily eat it now. We couldn't even find any yesterday because my son wants some. Canned food, canned fish, anything that you can that you just have to open and eat. If for some reason we were going to lose electricity, you could still eat. You could still do what you needed to do. So instead of just sitting there having this conversation in your head or with coworkers, you guys take care, or other people, all that's doing is spreading more worry, is write down what you're worried about, and then let's look for some solutions. What are the solutions you can come up with so you just don't have this conversation going around and around and around in your head, driving you crazy when there's no need for that. We need your brain to be clear. Yep. We need it focused.
Crystal.
And you making strategic plans for how you're going to do things. Ladies, you'll probably have to be the one that says, okay,
come on, ladies.
These are the foods we're going to eat. Yep. This is how we're going to eat it. Yep. This is how we're going to store it.
Kale.
If you have time, get you a small additional freezer and put it in your garage.
That's what Mom do.
It's because I grew up that way. Get frozen foods and put them in there. Because once we get through with all our fresh foods, we may not have as much. But get frozen foods and put them in a freezer in the garage if you have it.
Right.
You have anything to add for other people, young people?
Look, and I'm speaking for
the
human male specimen.
That's under 6. That's 16 and under.
No, I'm speaking for everybody.
Oh, okay.
We are just as confused as the rest of the world.
No, the rest of the world isn't confused. Italy's very clear, and the other European countries are very clear.
Look to us for help. Y'all have to listen to her. Listen to whatever Oprah magazine and Ebony.
Move, child. You just move,
child.
No, this is serious. They don't have time to play. I want the people to be. I don't want them concerned and worried.
Then they need laughter.
They may need laughter, but that may not be where they are first thing in the morning. Because every morning you get hit with more news, and nobody wants to laugh at that point. But these are the things I want you to do with your worry: is write it down. Write what you're worried about. Write out what do you think is the worst that could happen. Just go ahead and write it and face it. And you may find out that what you're worried about isn't even worth that energy. Maybe you can put that energy in getting some puzzles so you and your kids can play puzzles, getting board games, Monopoly, and things that you probably used to do that you don't do. We play Wordscape on my phone. Start to get a strategy for what it would be like to be at home for 3 weeks with your children, your family, your husbands, your boyfriends, your girlfriends.
All right.
All of that, and what would you need to be okay? Let's move forward. This is what we've got to look at for 4 weeks potentially. What would you do? Worry, write it down. I'm worried that this will happen. I'm worried that that'll happen. I'm worried that this. I can't imagine that anybody's going to lose their jobs during this because the government's going to need all of you. But you may be worried that I'm going to get laid off sooner and I don't have enough money. There are many of us on Facebook who are saying to people, if you're short on money, let us know. Give us your Cash App and we'll try and help. You're worried that you won't get your meds. Send them in now, put in your prescriptions now, see what you can do as far as what you can get. And if you need money to get prescriptions, there's people on Facebook saying we'll help you with your prescriptions if you need money. That's on Facebook as well. Why are you guys laughing about needing help with prescriptions?
Because they saw me before. Anyway,
okay.
Now's not the time to laugh. Now's the time for urgency. Get as much toilet. No, I'm playing.
Don't get the toilet paper.
For real. No, I'm being for real. They're trying to test our faith. They're trying to get us to hop on a bandwagon and think that everything's going to go south when we know that everything's going to be fine.
Everything will be fine because there is still, as you'll hear me say, a power that's greater than all this craziness.
Right.
That's breathing your breath, that's beating your heart, that's keeping the sky up there, that keeps the stars from falling on you at night when you sleep.
And it's keeping you from getting the disease because you can have it right now.
And that power does protect you. If you're going to draw close to that power, let God protect you from anything that you're concerned and worried about. But here's the thing about worry. Worry substitutes God. Because when you're in worry, you're in fear. And when you're in fear, you're away from God, because God has nothing that God's afraid of.
Right.
So that's another reason why I want you to take all these worries and write them down and list them and look at them. And then you know what? Here's something else. Take that piece of paper with all your worries and take it to your prayer, wherever it is that you do your praying. Take it there and lay it down.
Lay it down.
Give it to God and say, this is what I'm concerned about. On the end of that, after you write out your biggest fears, the next thing I want you to do is write out your joy. What gives you joy? What gives you happiness? What makes you feel fulfilled? Is it tickling your kids? I call my grandfather, who's 95, who told me, this is the shits. I can't see anybody. They bring my food to my door. There's no social activity. I thought, oh my God, that's his concern. I need to get a car because they won't take me to the doctor when I need to. Hell, the world is falling apart in a handbasket, and my 95-year-old grandfather is like, I need to get to the doctor. We should have our social events. But what I realized is in those 95 years, he's lived through way more than I have, and he's not even concerned about what's going on. So I need for you to calm down a little bit. Where you going? Don't hug anybody. Bring it down a notch. 6 feet distancing. Everybody's distancing. Just wave. Bring it down a notch and simply know, let's go, and simply know that you are in great hands. The school is telling us, get your stuff and leave. So hopefully some of this has helped. I hope I wasn't rambling too much. Again, like I said, if you need help, put your Cash App number below, particularly for my followers, those who are following me all the time. If we can help you, we will. Write out your worries, what they are, and look at them. Give that list to God and let God take care of it, and learn how to spend time with your family. Enjoy your family. Be good to yourself and be good to each other. Take good care, and bye for now.